Deals 200% backstab damage. Holy shit. That's magical crit chance. I don't care. You're going through a 4K TV with no VRR, so I'm feeling every little hitch. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just one of those things where when it's a first time game from a studio, like, so this, by the way, what Tret is saying right now, this is the perfect example of, we've had this conversation in the past. Whenever I hear people who they'll go make a very hateful YouTube video about how a studio is trash because they can't optimize their game. It's hard to optimize for every single thing that will crop up when you release a game into the public. Because if you're a small team and you have, let's say you have 100 people testing your game, that's 100 different issues you're going to come up with. Then you do an open beta weekend and you get 10,000 people that play. Now you have 10,000 issues and you fix all those 10,000 issues. And then you release the game into the wild and it sells 1,000,000 copies. There is a scale of magnitude of difference when it comes to 100 people's problems versus 10,000 people's problems versus 1,000,000 people's configurations, and everybody having a different monitor with a different refresh rate with a different HDMI cable. Oh, that's another thing to check out, Tret. Make sure you're running, I don't know if you are, but make sure you are running the latest HDMI. If you're plugged directly into a 4K monitor, make sure you have an HDMI cable that's properly capable of transferring that data at the highest speed possible, because there is a difference between HDMI cables. I can't remember the coding, but it's like HDMI 2, 3, 4, etc. Those cables, certain cables can't transfer 4K at 60 frames. Certain cables can only transfer 4K resolution at 30 frames. So you need to make sure that you have a cable capable of transferring the 4K resolution at 60 frames. So these are all the little things that a company has to factor for, and it becomes this massive undertaking to try to optimize a game once you release it into the wild. Oh, that's the thanks for said. I don't need to go in here. I don't know where I'm going to find somebody who can be the matron. I haven't met any other women in this town who. I'm going to have to wait till the morning because everybody's sleeping. But yeah, the HDMI cable. Sorry, that's a thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're playing games. Because like the normal PS5 or like the normal Xbox, um, if I'm not mistaken, if it's an older version, it probably just comes with the basic HDMI cable. Um, and they don't necessarily. I would need to check again to see if those come with a 4K 60 frame HDMI cable or not. Um, I'm gonna go Google that really quick because I really don't remember. Does the stock Xbox HDMI cable support 4K at 60 FPS? Okay, it says the stock HDMI cable that comes with modern Xbox consoles does come with a cable that supports 4K at 60 frames. However, it says if you want to achieve true 4K at 120 hertz, you will have to buy an ultra high speed HDMI cable. So, yeah, if you want more than 60, you'll have to buy your own cable. Oh, but the other thing too is you have to check that your TV will allow 4K resolution at, Because a lot of TVs will be like, you know, we'll lock your 4K to 60 frames, but will allow you to do 120 frames when you're doing 1920 by 1080. There's so many technical things that go into all this shit. Like, it's tricky, man. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with waiting, JD. I've told people in the past, unless you're a content creator, you don't have to play games on day one. And if it's a buggy, rough release for a company like this, just
Come
wait.
closer, dearie.
There are so many other games that come
My,
out.
what a
But
fetching
FOMO is real for a
lad
lot of
you
people.
are. And all the way out here in the Forlorn Swords. Tell me, have you come looking for a strong Del Reader wife?
And what if I have? Are you offering?
Ah, you're a real charmer, aren't you? That's one of the things I miss about traveling across Avalon.
Excuse me.
Men outside the Forlorn Swords know how to use their words, make a woman feel special. The Del Reader don't put much stock in talk, especially the Volker. But it's still nice to hear something kind now and then.
You said you traveled Avalon?
Aye, ever since I was little, I wanted to see the world. I tried joining the Stone Wardens, but I've got two left hands when it comes to their craft. So, I did what many young Del Reader do when they want a taste of freedom. I became a mercenary. I loved the road, but then the years started catching up to me, so I came back and set up my shop. Wish no left them.
All right. I just want to know if she wants to be a priestess.
Oh, which? Yes. No, dear.
All right. So she won't become a priestess. I didn't say it was the best Bohidama. I said it was one of the best. There is a difference. It's definitely one of the best RPGs I've ever played, for sure. I think completionists are getting around 100 hours, like between 80 and 100 hours of gameplay, from what I understand. I am not trying to do a completionist run, so I have no idea how long it's going to take me to finish. Oh, I already came in here. This lady's not going to want to be the new matron, I guarantee it, because she hates the tribe leader and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the thumbnail and titling for that video are purposefully made in such a way to get people to sit down and listen. But if you actually listen to the video, in the video I discuss how it's just one of the best RPGs, not the best. I actually don't define games by the best. I get asked all the time, what's your favorite RPG of all time? It's like, we don't play that game here. Like, I love so many video games that there's no way I'm able to pick just one. Because if I have to start picking, I'm going to look at things like Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Witcher 3, the Nathan Drake games. Like, those are also phenomenal experience, and I much prefer cinematic games to these types of games. But in terms of RPGs, this is definitely one of the best I've played. It's definitely up there with Morrowind, Oblivion, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3, Icewind Dale 1 and 2. Let's insert 150 games into that list, because I've played a shitload of games over the years. I do not know who else is in this fucking village to talk to. Let's see if he has any other candidates I could potentially talk to.
Yes.
Let's do... Oh, you can. I'll just say Helmi, because she wanted to do it beforehand and no one would let her.
Of course you'd suggest Helmi. I'm just a bit concerned about her temper. If the moot goes Gurfhan's way, I'd rather that fire be directed at our enemies. Still, she's always been devoted. Maybe you're right. Maybe she does deserve this after all this time. I'll talk to her. If I can get a word in edgewise, and I remember my promise, I will attend the moot. There aren't many of us left. It's time we reclaim our honor. Mother is with us again. And
Hang
we'll
on,
make those
Showcaser.
Camelot dogs fear her wrath. And if this is the end of us, well, at least we'll fall as true Volker.
So I don't know the name of the. It'll be Dune Messiah, not Dune Prophecy. Dune Prophecy is the name of the HBO show that's currently in second season production. So Dune Prophecy was an HBO show that just aired a few months ago, which I reviewed, which covers the events 10,000 years before the books, and the creation of the Bene Gesserit, and etc. Denis is filming a third Dune film called Dune Messiah, which is covering the third book in the original trilogy, which was Dune, Children of Dune, and Dune Messiah. Well, it's Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune. Considering Legendary owns the rights and they are involved in the production of Dune Awakening, at least from an IP standpoint, I would not be surprised to see visual elements showing up. But Dune Awakening is on its own timeline. It's on its own alternate timeline from anything related to the books and films. So, yeah, I seriously doubt that it's going to incorporate anything from the movies because the movies are following the books. All right, I've convinced the Volker tribe to take part. Now I got to go find the other tribes. Yeah, JK said it's like my favorite Bowie song is always the last one I'm listening to or playing.
Wouldn't want you to slap.
Yeah, like I think that's generally speaking, my favorite video game is the one I'm playing now. Like that's a good way to look at it. Like it's not a bad way to look at it, you know. I might not love them all the same, but I'm loving the one I'm playing right now enough to keep playing it. So this one's the one that gets my attention for the moment.
Yes? Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, take these pieces of the king's armor. A gift in return for the help you...
Alright. I still got more. King Arthur's Greaves? Are they light or heavy? Because if he gave me heavy armor, I'd be pissed. King Arthur's Greaves. Yeah, those are heavy. And they require a blending of stats. 1% to kill an enemy if it has less than 50% health. Increased critical chance. I gotta find a stash box and throw those in the stash box at some point. Why do I like House Atreides? Because I just like House Atreides. But if you actually listen to... If you read the books and you're listening to the audiobook right now, like Duke Leto is no different than the Baron Harkonnen when it comes to being a ruler. He uses propaganda. He uses mercenaries. He uses assassins. Like, he is as cutthroat of a leader as any of the other leaders of the houses of the Landsred. I'm not granular enough about the lore to get into like the minor houses like Akazi and all that other stuff. So, I mean, there are some people out there who be like, well, I like this minor house that was mentioned in the 15th book that Kevin J. Anderson and Brian Herbert wrote in 1997. Like, I don't go that route. Like, I've read a few of their books, but I mostly just stick to the originals. But yeah, I'm an Atreides fan through and through. I'm an Atreides fan because they actually treated the Fremen with a little bit of respect, which is more than any of the other houses were willing to do. I can't answer that question for you, Showcaser. I really can't. I'm not you. I don't. My money is worth different value to me than your money is worth to you. So in terms of is something worth, I can't do that. That's just not, that's not genuine of me. It's very disingenuous of me to try to tell someone if something is worth their money or not, because I don't have your financial situation. I don't know if you've got child support, a sick mom, a sick wife, 3 kids, and you're trying to decide whether or not a gallon of milk or a gallon of gas is more important. Like, I can't know those things. I can't put a value on your money. So, yeah, sorry. I just can't. How the hell am I supposed to get down here? I really don't want to go into a dungeon right now. But I can say in terms of like the deluxe, here's what I can say about the deluxe and the ultimate editions of Dune Awakening or Dune Awake, yeah, Dune Awakening. Sorry, my brain is not functioning right now. It really only matters for me. Like, if you're someone who's going to spend hundreds of potentially thousands of hours in that game and you like the base building and you really want to build a cool looking base and stuff like that, then the value of the, I think it's only in the Ultimate Edition. It has the Caladan or the Atreides housing set, which allows you to build an Atreides Caladan structure with interior decorations and everything else. So if having a really cool base means something to you, and you're going to play a game for thousands of hours and you really want to feel that sense of like, this is a really cool building that I have, then, you know, that's a consideration. But both the deluxe and the ultimate edition come with 5 days head start access. So if the head start access means more to you, then but you don't care about the housing, then the deluxe edition is probably a good choice. I don't remember what's in each edition, to be honest with you. But the reality is that 5 day head start access doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit for a normal, average, everyday gamer. It doesn't. It's FOMO. It's 100% fear of missing out. It's a marketing tool. That's all it is. Now, it matters to someone like me because I do content creation for a living. So I need to be first as often as possible to get the most amount of views so that I can make more money, so that I can grow my YouTube membership, I can grow my Twitch audience, I can grow all my channels. And the only way we get to grow channels is by being first. That's the number one, quickest, easiest way to grow, is by being first at everything. Which is why, yeah, it's so important for many content creators that you get into like the early access programs and you get your free keys and all that other stuff. So, but I will always tell people buying an early access is completely worthless to the average normal gamer. It means nothing. You're not making a living off of this. Now, Dune Awakening also has a PvP element to it. For the people who love PvP and who plan on participating in the end game PvP, it can sometimes matter to be first if you're the type of player who has FOMO and it's like, oh no, I need to be first to get to the deep desert so that I can be the first. But the reality is, like, the deep desert is going to be cycling every single week forever. So it doesn't matter if you're first or not, because the goals are always just going to be changing every week. So it doesn't matter if you're first or not, because the PvP is 100% consensual. No one is gaining an advantage by being first, other than you're going to get some things before everybody else. Ooh, big deal. Again, FOMO. Like, so if FOMO matters and you have no self-control as a human individual, then sure, buy early access. Like, but I always tell people, it just, no one should be purchasing games day one unless they have the disposable income and they don't mind dealing with, like, day one launch issues, like bugs and performance issues and hitching and crashing and patches and... Alright, well, I legitimately don't think there's a way to get down from here. I think we have to go all the way down over here and then go around, so... Oh, I fell. I honestly don't know. I think there's one more, if I'm not mistaken, or at least I know of at least reference to one more place that the main guy we've been working with who wants to take out King Arthur has told me to come meet him at the Charred Conclave or something, which is where all the druids were killed, and I'm assuming that's like another location, but I have no idea. Looks like this is the right way. By the way, I will say, they patched last night, and performance is even smoother today than it was yesterday. So I think they've added some more improvements. I have not checked the patch notes, but there was another upgrade for the Xbox as of like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I will say that the game feels even smoother today, so they've definitely done some more performance fixes. We need to go south. No, Jay, because they have servers all over the world. So you will be able to pick a server that is relevant to your location in the world pretty easily. God damn it, why do I keep missing? Red caps. Go away! Oh, you're a corpse eater. That's not that scary. Uh, well, I mean, I was playing on the European servers during testing occasionally, and I'm located in Mexico for the most part, but I was also in my brother's house for a little while doing testing from there. Um, I didn't notice any major issues. Like the difference was like, so to connect to like the North American servers, I maybe get 40 to 50 ping, and connecting to the European servers, I was getting like 80 to 120 ping. Neither is noticeable. Like I didn't notice any difference between the two in terms of playing. But I don't play PvP, so it doesn't matter to me. It's like ping isn't an issue if you're a PvE player. If you have a modern, the reality is that we live in 2025. Broadband fiber optic internet is and is pretty much everywhere, and all of these companies use the best servers possible to host their games. So the limitation is on usually is the infrastructure where you live and what internet do you have. If you've got some sort of a broadband fiber optic connection, you shouldn't have any issues connecting to any server anywhere in the world. Generally speaking. Now, if you're going to be PvPing, like, and you're worried about that, then that can be a concern. That can be a legitimate. Why are my arrows missing these fuckers, man? I maxed out a skill proficiency? What did I max? Probably the bow. What do I see my skills listed? That's actually something I don't know how to see. Archery, there it is. Yeah, so I maxed out my archery. Okay, it's at 100. That is something creepy up there.